This is the plaintiff, Virgil Renda. He says he waterproofed the defendant's rooftop parking lot. Has been in business 32 years, and that guy won't pay him for his work. The defendant's a slumlord who owns severely neglected buildings. He did what he was hired to do, and is suing here and now for the $1,700 he's owed. This is the defendant, Michael. He says his roof was leaking, so he hired the plaintiff to cure and seal the roof. And a week after the work was completed, it rained and water poured into his building. The guy did nothing to mitigate the problems. When he called him and told him to come back, the defendant became downright irate, threatened to split his head open, and then hung up on him. Bottom line, he's not paying this guy a penny because he did nothing to solve his problem. He's accused of being all wet. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for loss of rent and water damage reimbursement.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff waterproofed the defendant's rooftop, says the slumlord won't pay him. But the defendant says the plaintiff's job was awful, and when he complained, the plaintiff threatened him with violence. It's the case of we're on top of it.
Hello, gentlemen. V&R Contracting of New York Incorporated, represented here by Virgil Renda. You are the owner? Okay.
Yes.
You're suing for $1,700 that you say is the price of a job that you did for them, and they have paid you zero. You have a counterclaim against him for $5,000 because, according to you, the bad job they did cost you loss of rent. All right, what's going on?
Your Honor, I consulted this job once before in 2010, again in 2011, again in 2013.
When you say consulted, what do you mean?
The owner called me in to see exactly what the problem was. He wanted an estimate. The estimate
An estimate to do what? What was the problem?
It's actually a rooftop parking lot with a gas station on the parking lot itself, and underneath is an open warehouse. The waterproofing, which is below the blacktop, is completely deteriorated. It's leaking in everywhere. The owner first called me in 2010, and I came up with a figure of $148,000. He said they were going to do it. I never heard from them. Again, then I got called in again in 2011, and again I said, you need to do the entire job. Okay, we're going to do it. This past
nothing
year,
ever happened.
Nothing ever happened. This past year, November of 2013, he wanted to seal the crack alongside a new parapet wall. I said, Mike, you're wasting your money. I said, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a heart surgery. He said, I need to seal it because I'm going to be losing my job. I said, you're throwing your money away. He called us in. I have emails here. I have he had okayed the proposal.
Let me see. Okay, when you say you have emails that he okayed the proposal, let me see those emails.
The proposal for $1,700, and it states that I do not guarantee the job. And these are the emails that go back and forth from me and him.
Okay, is that proposal signed?
No, he faxed it up to his boss, which he lives up in upstate New York, and he got back to me the same day. He said, it's a go, let's get it done.
Okay, after receiving the proposal?
Yes.
All right, so you don't actually have the signature on the proposal, but you have, where do you have the, okay, it's a go, let's get it done?
I don't have that. We communicated by phone until up to this date here.
Okay, because this is all after the fact. All the emails are after the fact, and this is unsigned.
Yes, Your Honor. The email shows that he wants us to go back because some of it penetrated through.
Yeah, that's all after the fact. The question, you know what this is going to boil down to?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, watch this. Hold on. I'll be right back with you.
Yes,
hello.
Yes.
Go ahead. What's your story?
My story is I did hire Virgil to fix the roof. He said 99% of the water is coming in through the perimeter of the wall. I have pictures to show what the roof looks like, and then I have pictures showing that after it rained, he did not fix the roof.
Yeah, but the question is this, okay?
Yes.
The guy has given your company 2 estimates over $100,000 to have the thing fixed right. And he claims that he told you and that you guys know that this was a Band-Aid. So you're claiming, I want my money back for the Band-Aid, that I shouldn't have put on because it wasn't going to help the heart patient. What's your response to that?
If he told me that this wouldn't fix and it was a Band-Aid, would I have wasted my time in his hiring him to do the job?
Yes, I think so. And here's why I think that. Your company was given 2 estimates by this man on 2 prior occasions.
I was never given those estimates.
He didn't tell you, dude, I've told you this 100 times.
Never.
I've given you guys 2 quotes. You need to do this whole thing. What do you think he wants, a $1,700 fee or a $148,000 fee? Because I got to imagine he wants a $148,000 fee.
I would think so as well.
Right. So what are the odds he didn't mention that to you?
Okay, so the question, does the plaintiff get paid?
Yeah, I think he should definitely get paid. I think he let the defendant know that, this is what, it was only going to be a Band-Aid job, and I think he went into it with his eyes open.
But should he have even done it if it's just a crappy job?
I don't think he should have done it because it's his job and he knew what he was doing, but the customer didn't know what he was doing.
Well, but if the customer is told, look, this is a cheap fix and the other's going to cost a lot of money, and the customer says go ahead with it, is the customer stuck?
I think the customer should have decided what they wanted first, and if they didn't want what the plaintiff had told them, then they should.
You say no.
Yeah.
So it's the customer's fault.
Yes.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
What are the odds he didn't mention to you that this thing needs a $148,000 job?
Never mentioned it to me. He did what he said he was going to do. The problem is it did not
Show
fix.
me the estimates that you gave the company beforehand.
Right here, Your Honor, I have a few of them, and he's well aware of it. As you can see, Your Honor, I have all kinds of sketches and steel framing work that I went over. I spent over 3 days there, detailing everything. I made sketches of everything I go on.
You keep saying, look, the proof is in this statement, Judge. Why would I spend by the way, you've paid zero, right?
I have paid zero,
Yeah.
correct.
The proof is in this statement. Judge, why would I pay $1,700 if it wasn't going to work? I've been in your position. I've had people tell me, well, you have to tent the whole darn place. Otherwise, the termites, won't go away. I live in Florida. We have termites everywhere. And, I've said, I think you can spot treat it. No, you can't. You got to do the whole thing. And then I say to myself as a businesswoman, I think that this guy really wants the big fee, not the small fee. So I'm going to use my best judgment and hope the Band-Aid works. And then I'll pay for the Band-Aid, and 8 times out of 10, it might work. That's why a businessman might say, put the Band-Aid on. It's a gamble. It's a business gamble. But what the difference between you and I is that when the business gamble fails, I don't turn around and look at the guy who I hired, to put a Band-Aid on and said, why'd you put a Band-Aid?
That's exactly
How dare you just put a Band-Aid? Now, in fairness to him, let me suggest to you how you should do business. See this little piece of paper?
Yes, Your Honor.
Get it signed.
Yes.
Or don't go back.
Yes.
All right? You don't prove them this way. The thing is, you prove them in a way that most litigants can't do. Most litigants didn't have a prior history with somebody, and you did, and I see it there. So I don't have any doubt in my mind that you told him that this. I know you did, because you want the big job. Okay, I don't know if it needs a $148,000 job, but I know you want to give it. So whether it needs it or not, and it looks like it does, but whether it needs it or not, Lord knows that you knew it was a Band-Aid. Pay the man $1,700 verdict for the plaintiff, and on the counterclaim for the same reasons, zero.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Both sides, hold on,
Well, the Band-Aid didn't work, and neither did your defense.
I guess not.
What's your feeling on this ruling?
Marilyn always does a great job at judging cases. I think she was a little off on this one, but can't win them all.
How about the job you did on trying to get this leak fixed by going for the cheap job?
I didn't go for a cheap job. I went for a job that was recommended to me by the roofer. I was unaware of any other previous estimates by him.
What are you going to do now?
I'm in the process of upgrading the building right now. Hired a structural engineer to fix the building.
Yeah, for big money?
I don't know yet. We're still working on it. We haven't bid out the job yet.
Great stuff.
Thank you.
All right, sir. So you satisfied how this comes out?
Very satisfied. I'm glad that the judge see right through what's going on. And it's a safety issue. It's a gas station, and the building's getting ready to collapse at any minute. And I just hope that no one gets hurt. And I think they're just waiting for the building to collapse so they can get the insurance money. They just slum landlords, and I'm glad that it's over.
That could be dangerous to people.
Yes, it is. There's a 60-family building right next to it, and I'm afraid that that thing is going to let go any minute.
Over to Harvey.
Okay, well, if the plaintiff actually hid the fact that this job was not going to be a good long-term job and hid it from the defendant, then the plaintiff couldn't get paid. Fact is, plaintiff told him, plaintiff gets his money.